Hey Jeff, Heggie, Daily Success Strategies. Thanks for being with me today. Hope things are going great. Today what I want to talk about is mindset. Talking about a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, which you have and how it impacts you in different areas and why it's important to understand this. As we go through this, I want you to think of yourself. What position are you in? And it could be in multiple positions. Are you an athlete? Are you a leader? Are you a CEO? Are you a parent? Are you a student? Because having a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset is going to impact you in all these areas. And so let's begin. What is mindset? Do you understand what mindset is? And basically, to answer that question, mindset is an established set of beliefs. They're powerful beliefs because they impact everything in your life. And so when we look at it, why is this important? Because can these beliefs, these mindsets, really impact your success or failure in life? And the answer to that is absolutely 100% yes. Because not only do they play a role in what you want in life, but they play a huge role in whether or not you're actually going to achieve it. So when we look at the two mindsets, a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset, a fixed mindset, someone with a fixed mindset believes that your qualities such as intelligence and talents, they're basically inborn. They're part of who you are. They're fixed. They're unchangeable. They're just part of you. The growth mindset, on the other hand, people with a growth mindset believe that through commitment, hard work, these abilities can be developed and strengthened. Okay? Now, most people, when you talk about these things, they believe they've got a growth mindset. But in reality, the majority of people do have a fixed mindset. And you can have a growth mindset towards some things and a fixed mindset towards other things. But as you begin to understand exactly what a growth mindset is and a fixed mindset is, you'll see how things lead in different directions and how one thing will lead to another and how it impacts everything within your life. And so what I want to start with, I've got a set of questions here from Professor Carol S. Dweck from Stanford that helps you kind of understand these two mindsets. And so the first is, I want you to think about which of these explain you. So the first one, your intelligence is something very basic about you that you can't change very much. Number two, you can learn new things, but you can't really change how intelligent you are. Number three, no matter how much intelligence you have, you can always change it quite a bit. And number four, you can always substantially change how intelligent you are. Now think about which of those questions you believe and you agree with. Questions 1 and 2 are a fixed mindset. Question 3 and 4 are a growth mindset. I've got 4 more. You're a certain kind of person and there is not much that can be done to really change that. Number 2, no matter what kind of person you are, you can always change substantially. Number 3, you can do things differently, but the important parts of who you are really can't be changed. And number 4, you can always change basic things about the kind of person you are. Now with that one, questions 1 and 3, those are fixed mindset. Questions 2 and 4, those are growth mindset. I'll put these in the notes so that you can go and look at these again, but I hope that kind of helps you understand what a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is and how it impacts on what your beliefs are on what things can be changed. So think about someone that you know, and maybe it's yourself, with a fixed mindset, and think about how they're always trying to prove themselves and how they're always super sensitive about being wrong or making mistakes. Those are some big traits of a fixed mindset. Now think of someone with a growth mindset and think about and understand the importance they put on the fact that qualities can be cultivated, and when they're confronted with obstacles, they look at it as a learning experience and an opportunity to stretch themselves and grow. So when children are taught that they should look smart instead of enjoying the process of learning and going through all that, they tend to develop a fixed mindset. And when that happens, they become more concerned about being judged. They fear that they might not live up to their expectations, and that becomes their identity. Now, kids that are taught to explore and embrace learning and take on challenges, and that when things don't go right, it's a learning experience. They develop a growth mindset. And when they're faced with challenges, they don't look at a failure like that as I'm a failure. They look at it as a learning opportunity, something they can grow from. And so as we look at that, whether it's a leader, well, first of all, let's look at sports. So let's look at a John McEnroe versus a Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had a growth mindset. He was a big believer. I've talked about both Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant before. They're big believers in putting in the work and effort to become the people they did. John McEnroe, on the other hand, if you look at his interviews when he would lose, he was always giving excuses and always explaining why he didn't perform his best, and it was never his own fault. When you look at leaders, let's say CEOs of big corporations, let's look at Lee Iacocca. He looked at himself as the hero and savior of Chrysler, and everything was about him. When you look at someone like Jack Welch, even in his biographies, he talks about the team, the people that supported him, and the team that worked around things. It was the difference between a me versus a we as a team did things. So as you look at these things, and okay, from a parent perspective, look at how you talk to your kids, and are you creating a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Are you focused on outcomes versus effort? And this is an easy mistake to do. When you focus on outcomes, test grades, those sort of things, rather than the effort they put into things, you can start to create a fixed or a growth mindset, which can either benefit them going forward or give them challenges going forward, because they're either going to be open and willing to try new things and put in the effort to do things, or they're going to be so afraid of failure, so focused on living up to expectations, that they lose their way that way. Now, this is obviously something I can go on and on about, and it is something that we spend a ton of time talking about in High Achievers Mindset Secrets. But I'm going to talk more about it this week as we go through things, because this is an important topic that we need to understand. And I think as we understand it more, we can take charge of not only our own mindset and how we develop it, but also the way we impact other people and develop their mindsets along the way as well. So I will be talking about this more, but I think today what I wanted to do is help you to, one, identify your own mindset. I talk about my mindset questions. A lot of those things are just to help you identify things so that you can make the change if you need to. And that's the thing about mindset. You might have a fixed mindset and you want to have a growth mindset in these different areas. And the problem with a fixed mindset is your beliefs are that it's fixed. You're not going to be able to change that. But the fact is that a mindset is a set of beliefs, and we can change our beliefs. And so that's what I want to get across right now, is identify what your mindset is, fixed or growth, and in what areas, and understand that can be changed. When you can work towards developing a growth mindset, you open up a world of possibilities. And so hopefully that's helpful for you. If this is something you'd like to discuss further and deeper, send me a DM, say I'm interested. We'll set up a free 45-minute strategy call and we'll talk about these things. Love to have those conversations. And if you really want to get into it, go to mindset.jeffheggie.com and you can find out more there. But thanks for being with me. I'll be back again tomorrow. See ya.